tragic, horrific thing happened in Leduc, Alberta. Now, for those of you who don't know, Leduc is sort of, it's an oil field town. It's, there's a major, I think Canada's largest industrial park, Nisku, is just right beside. It's where a lot of the drilling rig yards are, and fabrication yards and mod yards and trucking companies, like where the supply side or the service side of the oil patch exists, is there. And we heard a very tragic story just a couple of days ago that black tire marks were seen on a Leduc Pride crosswalk, leading to a police investigation.
Oh no!
There are no real crimes in Leduc that we're investigating. Burnouts on a street. Let's just calm down for a second here. We called the police because there are road marks on the road. That's where we're at here. By the way, this is Leduc. This is what people do in Leduc. And I say this with great affection because I'm from Fort Saskatchewan. So we do much the same. But I think outside of maybe Grand Prairie, Leduc is home to the burnout at a stop sign. You know, it's what you do. You got a big truck, you got fancy tires, squawk them. Why not? They just happened to have squawked them on a Pride sidewalk, and the police were called. Mounties were notified. Like, I can't even believe this is real. Mounties were notified of the incident by the city. Okay, so the city, it wasn't even the public, the city, who was probably just like so proud, popped their collars, admiring the stupid crosswalk, were like, oh, it's been defaced. This is my favorite part in all of this, though, because everybody is sure it's a hate crime, but they don't even know who did it or why they did it. It could be they didn't want to run over a pedestrian because they were distracted by the stupid markings on the road. They're looking at this rainbow barf on the crosswalk and nearly ran over a pedestrian and hit their brakes and left a mark. So I guess according to these people, you should probably just clip that pedestrian and avoid a hate crime. But listen to this. Although it is difficult to determine motivations of those responsible until they are identified, this act demonstrates a hateful and non-tolerated attitude towards the two SLGBTQ plus community. RCMP spokesperson Constable Sherry Lee Smith said in a news release on Monday. Okay, so you don't know who did it, why they did it. You have no clue. But it definitely is hate. What? Deputy Dog, what are you doing?
Sheila, let's reverse engineer this back to ground zero, please. Why is that multicolored monstrosity on the road in the first place? I mean, why? I look at all the highway traffic codes in our Great Dominion. When it comes to marking a crosswalk where you should stop, it is exclusively in white lines of various widths. How did this become a thing? And it is a thing because, you know, Sheila, about 5 or 6 years ago in Aurora, near where I live, I swear I didn't do it. The Green Goblin could never lay a burnout mark on that, folks. But I think it was at Yonge and Wellington. Somebody did a burnout, presumably with a muscle car or a heavy-duty truck. And Sheila, the way this was covered by the local media, it was Aurora's day of infamy. And you make an excellent point. How do you know this was intentional? How do you know this wasn't an emergency stop? How do you know this wasn't a new driver that got a little, lead-footed hitting the gas pedal? I'll tell you what I learned from that story, Sheila, and it was a real shock. Here's the infamy. Not that there was a black mark across it, but the fact that the cost of this, I'm going by memory, it was in the neighborhood of $12,000. How do you justify 12 G's for that paint. And you know what? I guess they're going to have to repaint the one in Leduc, and they're going to have a bit of a problem, Sheila, because that is the Pride Progress flag. That includes well, I can't say what it is because you get mad. But
I'm just so sick. It just makes me.
But
you
the
know
color...
that feeling in your mouth where you're going to salivate right before you throw up? That's what I get every time you say it. And I think it's just thinking about it, but also the words coming out of your mouth.
Anyway, part of the Pride Progress flag utilizes the color pink for the transgender people, even though they were represented by the original Pride Classic flag, because LGBT, the T in LGBT is for transgender. But you know what? They're so super special. They need double coverage, and they're getting it. But here's the thing, Sheila. And I'm not making this up. There is a worldwide shortage of pink paint. There you go. Thanks to the super producers. There's the story. They're making a Barbie movie, and they've exhausted the world's supply of pink. So what are the transgender people going to do without their pink color there, Sheila Gunn Reid?
I don't understand how you can run out of pink paint. It's white paint with a sprinkle of red in it. I'm pretty sure there's still white paint out there, and I know for sure there's red paint out there. So,
well, I would imagine
I don't understand this problem.
It's probably not a popular color. You're not painting your house inside or out with pink. These, these paint companies, they operate on an industrial scale, and they make so much of a not very desirable color. And when it's gone, it's gone. I mean, you can't, turn an aircraft carrier around on a dime. So, and who foresaw the fact that A, there'd be a Barbie movie, and B, they would want every set to be painted pink. So I'm just loving this. I never thought I'd be so gung-ho on Team Barbie as I am right now.
Yeah, you're pro Barbie movie at this point. That's a clip from something we call Rebel News Daily. It's our daily live stream hosted by my friend David Menzies, but the show also includes a rotating cast of hosts and special guests, including me. It's a great way for us to talk about the news of the day as the news is happening in an unscripted fashion, and it's an awesome way for you to interact with us as well. We stream every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Mountain, wherever you find Rebel News. See you there.